here for Photoplay Paper. I hope you're having a fabulous day. We're doing a process video today, meaning we're going to put together some pre-designed cards using the Photoplay Paper's Birthday Bash card kit. There's 8 cards in here that are more masculine themed, I would say, because of the toned down colors. We're going to go over everything that's in the kit. Basically everything is included that you need to create these 8 cards, but you need some extras. If you want textures, you can bring in some twine and dimension, bring in foam tape, of course, scissors, basics like that you will need. But we're going to create all 8 cards to share with you how they are put together. And let's take a look at everything that's in the kit first. I'm just going to take everything out. I find that the pictures are a helpful guide too, okay? If you want to create your Celebrate card first, I would suggest looking for the greeting on each of the cards. For this one, it'll say have an epic birthday, okay, or celebrate. If you flip it around, if you look for have an epic birthday, this will be card number 3, okay. If you're looking for celebrate, you would just find it here for card number 5. We're going to start with card number 1, which is happy birth, and then there's a gap between day. This is happy birthday, but this is actually card number 1 because it's exactly as the greeting would say, happy birth and day. Okay, so this is card number 1. Card 2 is party, and so forth. So look for the greeting, HB2U, happy birth and day. This would just be plain out happy birthday. You have party, king for the day, and it'll tell you what card it is on your instruction sheet. Okay, also included, of course, are your stickers. A full 12x12 sheet, and Photoplay Paper sells these individually. I only mention that because if you do pick up the collection kit and want extra cards, you can create double if you want by picking up an extra sticker sheet. You just need more card bases and the extra sticker sheet. I say double because in our pattern papers you get 6 sheets, and to create the 8 cards you only need 3. So to create the 8 cards today, we're only going to be using sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3. And then these we can put aside. And we can use these if we want on more projects. But the nice thing is the reverse side of the 12x12 sheets is some lovely pattern papers. Very masculine too. So you can use these however you wish. But these are, I would say, extra. Or if you trim a mistake, these are handy to have. Okay. So we're just going to be using sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3 for our cards today with the sticker sheet. And we're also going to need some basic supplies. Let me share with you what those are. And of course you always get your 8 standard A2 size card bases. All you do is, they're pre-scored, so you would just fold them in half. You can reinforce that score line and your card bases are included. Okay? Additional supplies that we're going to need are minimal. You can use glue or an adhesive runner. I'm going to be using glue for my card today. You can use some black twine. You're also going to need a corner rounder. If you have a corner chopper, you can use that. You're also going to need a circle die, a 2.5 inch. It can be a punch or a die, whatever you have. I'm going to use a die today for my card. And then you're also going to need a 1/4 inch hole punch. I'm going to use my Crocodile. The largest setting is a 1/4 inch, but if you don't have I'm going to add eyelets to mine, so that's why I'm bringing in my Crocodile. But if you don't have a Crocodile and are not going to put eyelets on your cards, I suggest just a regular hole punch. This will work too. Okay, so this is an option if you don't have one of these. And lastly, you're going to need some powder or something to remove the tackiness. This is an anti-static powder tool that I use for embossing. If you have baby powder, you can use that. Anything to remove the tackiness from the stickers. Because if you like dimension, we're going to pop those up, and removing the tackiness helps. That way when you mail your cards, the stickers don't stick oddly during shipping. But that's it. Everything else is all included. So I'm going to put everything to the side and we're going to jump in with our very first card. For card number 1, we're going to need some stickers, and so we're going to need the happy birthday balloon here, and we're also going to need the sticker that says to one of the best guys I know. I do want to mention, if you want to customize your greeting on a few of the cards, Photoplay Paper gives you extra greetings that you can do. For example, if I don't want to one of the best guys I know and I want to put you are a limited edition to be a little more general, you can flip these out and put them in the exact same position. It works that way too. There's also have an epic birthday that you can switch out, and today is your day, dude. You can switch these out also. So there's extra greetings for you to switch out, which is just wonderful. Okay? Now, for the pattern papers for card number 1, you're going to need sheet number 1. I'm going to show you which ones you need, okay? Because we have extras, and I already trimmed mine out. But we need the tag, the golden tag. You're going to need this striped banner. You're also going to need this panel here. This is going to be a two-sided panel, so you're going to cut a panel rectangle here, and then you're also going to need this grid paper for card number 1. Okay? For all my cards today, I already cut out all of my elements, and I already removed my tackiness from the sticker and put some foam tape behind here on my greetings too. Okay, to remove the tackiness, all I did was just take some powder and put it behind my sticker before I removed the release paper, and then this way I can remove the release paper and I have my sticker ready to go. Okay, for card 1, we're going to start by adhering this panel to the very front of our card base. Now we have our banner. I'm going to add some glue behind this, and we're going to tack it right over the seam to where the fishtail ends are overhanging just a little bit. Now I'm going to bring in my punch, and I'm going to punch a hole in this tag here. Now I'm going to bring in an eyelet because I like a little bit of texture on my card, so I'm just going to add an eyelet. If you don't have an eyelet, that's fine. You don't have to use it. I'm just going to secure this, and then using some black twine, and I'm going to thread it through here. Okay. Next, what we're going to do is take this piece. I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the top left corner, and I'm going to adhere it to my tag like this. Once we have this adhered, I'm going to flip this over and bring in some foam tape. And then this is going to go in the center of our card. Now, it doesn't say you need to tie a bow with this, but I'm going to go ahead and do that. And I like to tie the bows when my tags are secure. But you don't have to tie a bow. You can just have your strings hanging. Okay. Now I'm going to add my balloon. This is going to go over here. Then I'm going to add my greeting. And again, I put foam tape behind here. You don't have to do that. I just like extra dimension. I'm going to finish off my card using some gems for my stash. These are green. You don't have to. You can use enamel dots if you want. But I do like to add just a little extra something here. And that is card number 1. For card number 2, we're just going to need 2 pieces from card sheet number 1. We're going to need this golden panel, and we're also going to need this solid blue panel here. We're going to trim these out, which I already did, and then I also popped up each one of my stickers that we're using today. I went ahead and put some foam tape behind each one of them and removed the tackiness from the stickers, even the greeting that says party. Okay, so all of these have foam tape behind them. We're going to start by using our glue and adhering our panel to the front of our card base. This is going to cover our card base completely. And then we're going to mat our gold right over that blue. Just centering it. The nice thing about glue is you have a little bit of wiggle room when you place your items. Okay, now I'm going to use the front of my instruction sheet as a guide on where to place my party here. Okay, so I'm going to bring this in. We're going to add our P up in this upper corner. And then we'll add our A. Okay, we're going to add our greeting that says, "You are the life of the," that goes right in between the P and the A here. And then we're going to add two presents. We're going to add the red one. And then we'll also add the solid green one. And again, these all have foam tape behind there for a little dimension. Now we're going to add our R and our T. Then we're going to add our blue present. And then our light green one. We're going to add our rectangle present right below the R and the T. And then we're going to use our party hat right next to that. We're going to add our Y. And then our exclamation point. After we have all of our stickers popped up, I am going to bring in some more of those green gems. And we're just going to add these to some open areas on the card. And that will finish card number 2. For card number 3, have an epic birthday. We're using sheet number 1. We're going to be using this panel here. You'll want to cut this one out. And then we're also going to be using these two strips, the brown strip and then the green grid strip. We need to cut these two out. Okay? I already did that. And for this card, it's going to be a landscape style card. So we're going to add glue behind this panel. I want the triangles facing down. Okay. We have the brown strip here. I'm going to add glue behind it. And then this is going to go in the middle, the length of our card base. And then we have some stickers. We have the zigzag sticker here. This is a border sticker that's going to go at the very bottom. And then I'm going to go ahead and add my green strip of pattern paper. And I went over that zigzag sticker just a little bit. For this card we're using HBDs, and I did put some foam tape behind it. I'm just going to remove the release paper and tack this down. We're going to tack it about 1 inch from the left. And then we have an epic birthday, and again this is one of those stickers that you can customize. But I'm going to go ahead and use the original, and we're going to tack this down in the center of that green strip. I'm going to finish this card off with some more green gems. And that finishes card 3. For card number 4, using sheet number 2, card kit sheet number 2, you're going to need a few pieces from here. You're going to need this grid paper. You're going to need this piece here. You're also going to need this tag. And then we're also going to need, this is where our 2.5 inch circle die comes in, or circle punch. You're going to need to punch out this soft blue circle here. Okay? Card number 4 is a landscape style card. So we're going to start by taking our pattern paper and adhering it to the front of our card base. I'm going to take the green grid, and this is going to go in the middle here. We're going to add this piece to the left of our card base. The nice thing is you can actually use the grid on the green paper to make sure that you line it up nice and even. Okay, we have our tag, but our tag doesn't have a hole in it, so this is where the hole punch will come in. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to create a hole punch here. And I'm going to add one of my black eyelets. Of course, you can completely skip this step. Okay, what I'm going to do, I went ahead and put foam tape behind my tag. And I'm going to lift up the back, but I'm going to keep the release paper on. Because what we're going to do is create a banner. So we have one end attached behind the foam tape here, okay? Before we run it through our eyelet, what we're going to do is add our bunting or our banners. There's 5 of them in our sticker sheet. We're going to use these on the card today. Now I put them in the order, the same order that was on our card. Okay, so we have yellow, green, blue, red, and then we have, or brown, and then we have a darker blue. Same order, okay? I'm going to use some foam squares. And I'm going to attach the bunting or the flags. I'm going to flip it over. And I'm going to add my first banner on that twine, like so. And then I'm going to use the straight edge. And then I took a foam square and cut it in half. Okay? So now, and then using the straight edge where we cut, I'm going to put that over the twine on the sticker. This is going to secure the twine to the flag, okay? And then I'm going to evenly space the rest of the flags, doing it the exact same way. So I will maybe leave about 1/4 of an inch, add some foam tape to secure it. Okay, and then I'll add the blue underneath, about 1/4 inch gap here. And then we'll cut one of these foam squares in half at a diagonal. We'll tack it down, securing that twine to the sticker. And I'm going to continue with the last 2. Okay, now the bottom of my banners are still stickers, so I'm just going to remove the tackiness with some powder. And I haven't removed the release paper from my foam tape yet. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and do that now. Okay, now what we're going to do is take our circle. I'm going to add some glue behind it. And we're going to add our circle to the tag here. Okay, we're going to take our twine with our bunting or our banners. And I want to kind of curve it a little bit. We'll tack these down. So it looks like our flags are attached to our twine. Okay, I'm going to take the leftover, put it through my eyelet. I'm going to trim it down a little bit. Okay, and I'm going to secure it to the foam tape that I have behind here, like we did on the very front, just so it has an ending. Now I'm going to take my zigzag sticker from our sticker sheet. I'm going to layer it about 3/4 of an inch up from the very bottom. I'm going to take some more of that twine. I went ahead and threaded some extra twine through our eyelet. Okay, we're going to remove the release paper now. And then I'm going to take our tag and we're going to tack this down all the way to the left of our card base over that zigzag. We'll just tack it down here. And then I'm going to use the ends here to tie a bow. We have our greeting that says "King for a Day." We're going to go ahead and add that. I put foam tape behind here. I just removed the release paper and we're going to add this in that upper portion of the circle. And then I'm going to bring back those green gems and we're going to add just a little bit of sparkle here. And that will finish card 4. For card number 5, we're going to need sheet number 2. We're going to need 3 pieces of pattern paper from this sheet. We have this one with the diagonal stripes, the solid blue, and then we have this tone-on-tone print here. So 1, 2, and 3 for card number 5. And then we're also going to need lots of stickers. For this card, we need the Celebrate stickers. And when I took the Celebrate stickers and I put foam tape behind them. You can completely skip this step, but I think the dimension on the card looks really nice, okay? You're going to need Today Is Your Birthday, Dude. You have this reverse postage edge strip, 3 stars, and then we have the stack of candles here, okay? Now when I popped up each one of my letters for Celebrate, I trimmed out the backing that was from our 12 by 12 sticker sheet. Now I'm going to show you a little trick on how to keep these nice and even when you place them on your card base. I'm going to I trimmed it out, okay, so all you see is the Celebrate. And then I'm going to remove the release paper. I'm going to use my Antistatic powder tool, and I'm going to add some powder to the back of my negative piece. This is going to remove the stickiness, so it's not a sticker no more. Oops. So it's not a sticker no more. It doesn't stick. Okay, and that's important because you don't want it sticking to your cardstock. Now, for this card, we're going to start by taking this pattern paper. I'm going to adhere this to the left, and I'm just making sure that it's evenly spaced. If you want exact measurements, there are exact measurements on your instruction sheet, okay? Once we have this adhered, we have this panel. With this panel, I popped it up with foam tape for a little extra dimension. I'm just going to remove the release paper from here, and I'm going to tack this down, offsetting it to the right. Next, I'm going to take this panel. This panel is going to go all the way to the top of our card base. Okay, and we're going to tack this down just using some glue. This is where we're going to use the Celebrate negative piece here. I want to take this piece, I'm going to layer it, I'm going to center it on this blue piece, okay? And then what we can do is, whether you put foam tape behind here or not, it doesn't matter. You just want to make sure that you removed the letters. What I'm going to do is go ahead and layer them on in the negative piece. And you want to make sure that they're centered, because if they're hitting the sticker sheet, it's not going to work. Okay, we're just going to actually inlay these in that negative background here. Okay, so we inlaid all of those letters. Now what we do is just lift up the negative piece carefully. And then our letters are perfectly positioned on our blue panel, minus the baby powder. That's a little trick on getting that straight. Okay, we have our border. I'm going to go ahead and adhere this. Okay, and I'm going to add 1 star at the very top here. And then we have our candles. What I'm going to do is take some twine, and I'm going to tie a bow around our candles. I already popped up our candles with foam tape. I'm just going to add some black twine behind it, and maybe a little bit lower. So attaching the black twine behind our foam, I'm going to take our candles and I'm going to add them to the left of our Celebrate, and then I'm going to tie a bow with it. Next, we're going to add our greeting at the very bottom. And then we have 2 more stars. We'll add 1 to the candles, and then we will add 1 on this side here, kind of overlapping on the A. We're going to bring back our green gems. We're going to add a few gems to finish this card off. And that is our Celebrate card. For card 6, we're going to need 2 sheets of our pattern paper. We're going to need sheet number 1. From sheet number 1, we're going to need this blue panel that has the white edge. Okay, and then we're going to need from sheet 2, we're going to need this panel here. And then we're also going to need 3 banners. The long brown one, the plaid green one, and the polka dot gold one. For this card we need 2 stickers. We need the happy birthday and then the circle that has the presents on it. Okay, I went ahead and adhered my green panel to my card base. And then we're going to take this panel and mat it on that green one. I'm going to go ahead and add my brown banner directly to the blue panel. This is going to go almost all the way to the left of it. I do want to see a little bit of that white showing. Okay, and then we have our birthday presents. I went ahead and popped these up with some foam tape. I'm going to add my happy birthday, which I popped up with foam tape also. We're going to overlap this thin strip here. Okay, we have our green plaid. We'll add some glue behind here. I didn't put any foam tape behind this one. We're going to add our green plaid, kind of tucking it underneath our happy birthday a little bit. And then I did pop up my gold banner. We're going to remove the release paper and add this, kind of overlapping this one just slightly. And that's all there is to this card. All we're going to do is add a few gems. And that's card 6. For card number 7, we need 3 pieces on our card kit sheet number 3. This gold, this print here, and then we'll also need this banner trimmed out. I already picked out all of my stickers. I started this card by adhering my gold panel directly to my card base. And then we're going to mat this pattern paper right over that gold. We're going to add our banner next. This is just going to go directly to the front of the card. This is going to go right down the middle. We're going to use our border sticker at the very top. We'll stick this down. This is where your ruler will come in handy. If you wanted to use your ruler to get it straight, you very well could do that. Now we have our greeting. This is going to overhang on the banner just a little bit, but before we stick it down, I'm going to add my brown balloon, kind of tucking it here. We'll add our green balloon next. And then we'll go ahead and add our blue with the stripes. And finally we have our stars. We're going to add a few stars, one on the green balloon, one on the stripe balloon, and one down here for a little bit of balance. And then we're going to, of course, add some gems. And that's card number 7. For our final card today, we're going to need card kit sheet number 3. We're going to need this brown sheet here. This is actually a card front panel, so trim that out. We're also going to need this panel here that has a diagonal. You don't need to cut it down the middle, just cut out the entire panel. We're also going to need this gold solid piece along with this green grid paper. So 1, 2, 3, 4. The stickers that we're using today are the HB2U, and I'm going to do the same thing that we did with the Celebrate card. What I did was trimmed out the negative piece, and then I removed the tackiness from the backing, okay? And then I popped up each one of my letters and numbers with foam tape for a little bit of dimension. I started by adhering my brown panel directly to the front of my card base, and then we're going to mat this print. With these 2 pieces, we're going to create a tag. So I'm going to add some glue at the very top, and we're going to tack down our green grid paper to the very top of our gold. Since I used glue, I'm going to give it a little second to dry. And then you're going to bring in your corner rounder, and you're going to round these corners. Okay, so our corners are rounded, and I'm going to bring in my hole punch. And I'm going to create a tag with this by punching a hole in here. And then I'm going to bring an eyelet in. Okay, and then I put foam tape behind the tag that we created. And I'm just going to remove the release paper. And we're going to tack this at an angle on this card, at a slight angle. I'm going to go ahead and tie a bow. I tied a bow with mine, but you don't have to. You can just leave the tails hanging. Now this is where our negative piece comes in. I'm going to line it up, kind of centering it on that gold. Okay, I'm going to hold it down. And then again, I put foam tape behind each one of my letters. I'm just going to add these in their homes. We're going to pick up that negative piece, kind of push it through our letters, and they are perfectly positioned on our tag. Pretty easy peasy. We're going to finish our final card off with some gems like we did the other cards. And that will finish off card number 8. Today we used a few extras from our stash. We used the eyelets, of course, and then some gems. But sky's the limit. You can use glitter gel, you can use a glaze and go over the letters. But sky's the limit with these pre-designed card kits. This again, let me grab all the cards. We're going to go over them once more. But this is the Photoplay Paper's Birthday Bash pre-designed card kit. This is such a nice card kit because you don't have to drag everything out of your craft room. Basically, everything is in that kit with the exception of some few supplies. I hope this process video helps you put these together. And again, if you want precise measurements on the back side, each card has precise measurements if you want to refer to that. And I also want to mention before I go, I want to share with you what we have left over, because next week we are going to be creating 2 cards using the leftover from this kit. Okay, so let me share with you what's left over. After creating all of our cards, we have quite a few stickers left. We have a lot of greetings. We have this little emblem here. We have some candles, birthday hats. And then we also have 3 sheets, like I mentioned in the beginning, that I'm not going to be using when I create my extra 2 cards for next week. I'm not going to use these because in case you want to pick up an extra sticker sheet, you can create double of the cards. So you can have 16 cards by just picking up an extra sticker sheet. Okay, so I'm not going to use these when I create my 2 extra cards next week. We'll put these aside. We're basically going to use all of these leftover pieces of pattern paper from sheet 1, sheet 2, and sheet 3, along with the border strips here. These are leftover pieces. I like to keep these. These are the index pieces that have the sheets on there. We're going to probably use these on our card. And then our stickers. So it doesn't seem like there's much left, but we can create some pretty fun cards using the card kit leftovers. So come back next week and check out the card kit bonus cards. Okay, thanks so much for joining me. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.